right now at Highbury. That's the kit here. Can you see it?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so this was 2005, 2006. And you got my favorite ever player, PIRES, at the back, number 7. So he was literally my idol as a kid. Like, Robert PIRES was someone who I wanted to emulate in the playground. Like, his long hair, he was left-footed like me, he played in the same position as me.
PIRES was right-footed, you do know that, right?
All right, yeah, right-footed, but like, he scored some bangers with his left foot, not gonna lie.
He did, but he was double-footed.
He was like, he's such a silky player, man. But so this kit, right? I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people ask, why is it maroon and not red and white? And the reason for that is because this was the last ever season at Highbury. And the first season Arsenal moved to Highbury, which was about 1913, just before the First World War, Arsenal's kit was maroon. It wasn't red and white. Our first champion, we lost to Barcelona. But this kit was so iconic because I don't know if you remember when Thierry Henry ran through that Real Madrid defense. Obviously, he wore the yellow kit in that final, but that whole journey to the Champions League final, Arsenal wore this kit. We beat Juventus in this kit. We beat Villarreal in this kit. We beat some iconic teams in that run. So obviously, it didn't end well because we didn't win any trophies in that year. We lost the Champions League final, but the fact is, it was the last ever season at Highbury, and Henry scored that hat-trick against Wigan in the last ever game at Highbury. And that's why this kit will always be like, every Arsenal fan will remember this kit in fond memory. So, yeah.
I'm glad you talked about the history there, because a lot of fans of this day and age won't remember Highbury, and they'd always have grown up on the Emirates days as well. So it's the fact that you can actually go back and say, I grew up in the era of Robert PIRES, Dennis Bergkamp, Vieira, Henry. But again, like we said, Vieira left the season before as well, and your team's kind of disbanded at the time as well. But the fact that PIRES and Henry stayed, and one of the memories for me that year as well was, if I remember correctly, Sadiq, do you remember when PIRES and Henry tried to do that penalty where Henry passes it forward?
Oh, I can forget that.
Man City. Yeah.
And Danny Mills got really angry at Henry and PIRES. And
Danny
I'm like,
Mills,
you're not going to do anything, are you? He's not going to do anything to PIRES and Henry.
I couldn't believe that when they did that penalty. That was a shambles.
It's not been done ever since for Arsenal. They just learnt their lesson for any player to do that as well. But in terms of the design, like you said, it was something that was a maroon kit when you moved to Highbury. It was something that was originally Arsenal's colours as well. And do you reckon there'll ever be a colour scheme like that for an away kit personally as well? I know you've got your home kit as red, but do you reckon that will ever come back to Arsenal as a kit of colour for you?
I don't, honestly, in terms of maroon, I don't think Arsenal will ever wear maroon as an away kit because it's similar to kind of red, and I don't think they would want something very different to red. So Arsenal always traditionally wore white or yellow.
Because even so, like, you know how once upon a time you used to have like European kits and you used to have home kits for domestic games as well. That could be an option as well. You could have like the exact same design, but it's just in maroon for like away games in the Europe.
I mean, do you know what? It depends on obviously the manufacturers of the kit. Arsenal's Nike kits were iconic, man, honestly.
Yeah, speaking of iconic, I've got to rate that kit a solid 7 out of 10. Basically, for me, I really like that kit. I really do. Yeah. But I hated Robert PIRES as an opposition player. He was awful in it, Sadiq.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, man. If you had Thierry Henry on that kit, that'd be a solid 10 for me any day of it. But PIRES, I hated him.
Hold on.
Now, PIRES was a really good player, but
he's a really good player, but against us, against Man United,
because he played against us, I don't like him.
You don't want to see him on the pitch. You don't want to see him.
I thought you mentioned like Ljungberg, because Ljungberg always used to score against you, or was it you? Yeah, Ljungberg used to always score against you, so I thought you'd mentioned Ljungberg, but PIRES was silky, man.
He was a silky player, but like you'll never understand, because when you have a player that's so good for you, and he plays against you like 2-3 times a season. PIRES in his prime at Arsenal was an amazing player. I'll give it that. Obviously, got to show respect to PIRES, but against Man United, I just hated him so much. Sadiq, what would you give that kit personally?
I would give it the same 7 out of 10 as well.
Perfect. Mahir, what are you going to give that?
10 out of 10 because of Highbury. Last season at Highbury, I have to give it 10.
Makes sense. That's all well and good. But yeah, that was Mahir's review of the Arsenal kit from 2005 to 2006, the last ever Highbury kit in maroon with PIRES on the back, which is good.